So, how you doing, World Radio? Welcome back, my friend, my brother, my brother. I got quick live. Well, sometimes I say quick live, and then we end up going a long time. Depends on how you guys interact with my videos. So, if you ever ask a question of how and why I do long lives, it depends on the interaction that I get with you guys. Okay. So today I had to go really straight to the point. You guys already know what I told you this morning, so we're not going to repeat that. But we are going to touch up. We're going to leave. Request replacement. Let's go. So we're gonna leave the Karens acting up for the last clip of the night. But I do want to hear. There's a clip that I haven't heard from Fox, and I wanted to keep it here. Believe me, I have been on international news since I left you guys. I've been listening to international news. This whole thing with the election of the presidents in Honduras, and well, it turns out that now it looks like they're going to wait 30 days before they find out who their president is. Can you believe that? It is unbelievable. Everybody's talking about how great it is that Honduras has been able to go through these elections without any fights and riots and craziness, right? It is sad when in a country you need to set up your business with plywood, cover all windows, etc. Like like if somebody's playing the Super Bowl, right? You don't know who's gonna win. Well, that town has to border up everything like a hurricane's about to come through, and it's really sad that people got to do that on election day. But that is the sad reality. And so far everybody's behaving, but um, but with this holding it for 30 days now, the reason why they're doing that is because they know that somebody's not going to be happy with the win. That's it. And right now, both of the candidates, I mean, the candidate that I voted, I didn't vote for him, the candidate that I supported, that I support, which, by the way, now I'm leaning more towards President Trump's nominee, but the candidate that I'm supporting, it's actually down for like maybe 5,000 votes. And it's I mean 1,000 votes maybe. It's like they're neck to neck. They say every news outlet just gives you a bunch of BS. They know they're not going to give the results of the election, so they try to just talk a bunch of BS to keep people watching. But I think they said that it was going to take like 30 days to find out, guys. That is crazy. That is crazy. But I think in a way is that they're trying to make sure that whoever wins is the legitimate winner. Well, you got to take it with a grain of salt sometimes, as I always say. So let's see. Medina, welcome to the chat. Fabulous MAGA. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Fantastic, Dennis. Hey, you're amazing. Thank you, man. Craig says, Dennis, that means the fix is in. Let's go. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into our video. Guys, this is going to be a very low of viewers since it's like really late at night. Well, at least to me, it feels like it's late at night. But for a lot of you East Coast dwellers, it is very late for you, so I understand. So let's get to it. Here's the first clip from Fox. Here we go. Let's take a look and see what they're talking about here.
New information now about the suspected killer. He was allowed into the United States through a Biden-era humanitarian parole program during the disastrous 2021 withdrawal of troops from Afghanistan. A caseworker raised red flags about this man before he was granted asylum earlier this year. So somebody saw something was wrong from when he was let into the country under Biden. The Trump administration says they believe he was likely radicalized inside the U.S. by connections from his home country. President Trump here.
We got a lot of people in our country that shouldn't be here, and they came in through Biden. And he was the worst president in the history of our country. But the single biggest thing he did was allow the worst allow millions of people into our country that shouldn't be here. Drug dealers, prisons were opened up and allowed to come into our country. That animal should not have been allowed to come into our country.
And in the wake of that double shooting, that ambush, the Trump administration has halted all asylum decisions until it can ensure everyone is getting properly vetted. The State Department has stopped issuing visas for Afghan passport holders and are reviewing green card holders from 19 countries of concern. The president also promised to strip citizenship from any naturalized migrant who undermines domestic tranquility. Borders are Tom Homan.
There's no way to clearly vet these people, 100% that they're safe to come to this country from these third world nations. President Trump's doing the right thing, reviewing every one of these people that came under the Biden administration and drilling down on them. I really, truly think that most of them are going to end up being deported because we're not going to be able to properly vet them.
So who are all these people in this country? Republican Senator Eric Schmidt will be in focus in moments. First, let's go to Chief Washington Correspondent Mike Emanuel. Mike.
Harris, good morning. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem spoke about what's been learned about the suspect's background.
Now, since he's been here, we believe he could have been radicalized in his home community and in his home state. So as we continue to talk to his family and his contacts, more details will be revealed and we'll release those when it's appropriate.
The suspect's identified as an Afghan national who allegedly drove cross-country from Washington state to launch the attack. 20-year-old specialist Sarah Beckstrom died on Thanksgiving after being shot in the head and the chest in the ambush. 24-year-old Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf is still in critical condition. President Trump says he's spoken with both families and offered an update on the survivor.
Andrew is fighting for his life, and his parents are unbelievably great people, highly religious people, and they're praying, and they want everybody to pray for Andrew, and he has a chance to make it.
Shooting taking place last Wednesday here in Washington in broad daylight. West Virginia's governor spoke about the vicious attack against the National Guard members from his state.
All we know is that it was a really nasty hit job, and obviously this was premeditated, and so we're going to have to wait till the investigation goes forward. But I will say this, no one should have ever been put in that type of situation.
U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro says charges will include first-degree murder with more expected. Attorney General Pam Bondi says the Justice Department will seek the death penalty. Harris?
Mike Emanuel, thank you very much. On cue, Democrats are pushing back against President Trump's asylum pause for certain countries.
This is a desperate attempt of the Trump administration to blame everybody else in the world and not accept any accountability. We should always review our vetting, but in this case, there's no evidence that there was something that escaped the vetting.
Let's talk about the white supremacists and how many of them need to be kicked out of this country, because I can guarantee you, I can track down more crimes that they've committed, because overall, immigrants have a lower crime committal rate than white supremacists.
We're going to need some facts and attribution
Trump,
on
at least
that
one fact on that.
She's gotten her Jeffrey Epsteins mixed up in the past. It's hard to believe anything she says. Quite the timing from Texas's Jasmine Crockett there. One day before the National Guardsman shootings, police arrested an Afghan national who came into the country on that same Biden-era parole program. And he threatened to bomb a building in Fort Worth, Texas, and now faces charges of terroristic threats.
I want to know, what is it with these people and violence? Like, seriously, like what is it? What is it with people hating America? Like, why are you here? Why don't you go blow up a building in your country? Like, if that's what you like to do, go do that over there. Go live in the desert. There's nothing to destroy over there. Just live in the desert. No big deal. But if you don't like it here, don't come here. It's also very simple, ain't it? And man, that's nothing. I got something cooking up from my friend Brandy Cruz. You will not believe what they're trying to do to Trump here in Seattle. It's crazy, but we'll bring you that story here in a little bit. Let's continue listening to her because I haven't watched this clip yet.
Republican Senator Eric Schmidt of Missouri, member of the Armed Services and Judiciary Committees. Great to see you today. So first of all, talk to me.
Hold on, sweetheart. Meme, I'm still waiting for you to show me the light. If you say that I'm over here showing you lies, I want you to drop a link or some fact to correct me, and I'll appreciate it. Anybody that comes into this live and wants to call me a liar and say that we're doing fake news or whatever, it's okay. But go ahead and drop a line for me, and then, let's work on it. Speak Liberty. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you knowing. I appreciate knowing that you are listening while you're at work. I love you, brother. I like having you on, and I appreciate you. Omar, little brother, how are you? Hope you're doing good. Pump it up. Let's go. He says, fight, fight, fight. And when we say fight, 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 we do it this way. That's how we say fight, fight, fight. Gold dams with higher taxes. Yes, that's what people love. Higher taxes for the rich. Oh, you're going to love the next clip after this one. I guarantee it.
About the Democrat pushback on this asylum pause, this potential pause.
Yeah, I mean, this is what suicidal empathy really looks like. This is not an abstraction. This is a case now, two cases, where this open borders policy, no vetting under the auspices of humanitarian parole, which is what Joe Biden did to let tens of thousands of Afghanis in here, without any vetting, right? And those are supposed to be individualized reviews. That's what that parole process under current law is. But they didn't care about any of that, Harris. They opened the border up wide open. 20 million people are here illegally from just 4 years of Joe Biden, including more people like this guy. So I think the Democrats, they don't know how to talk about this because they actually believe in open borders. And so they'll try to push the blame off. They sound ridiculous. One of the, I think, senators you had in there actually was the guy that went down to El Salvador. Who beat his wife, a member of a cartel. So this is where they're at. And I think we have to be the adults in the room here and say, President Trump is doing the right thing here. We have to meet the mass migration that we saw in this country with mass deportations. We don't know who these people are. It's a national security threat. And it really hit home, of course, for those families as this guy assaulted and ambushed two National Guardsmen.
Real quickly, Senator, and then I'll move forward. So was the American public misled about the vetting that was going on under the Biden administration?
Well, some of us were ringing the alarm bells, but they attempted to silence all of that by saying, with the disastrous withdrawal of Afghanistan, right, which we saw under Joe Biden, it was compounded with this sort of disaster, too, of letting all these folks here without any vetting. Like, a lot of these countries, Harris, they don't have the records that we have in this country. We don't know who these people are. We don't know their backgrounds. And so the process, not just people who are walking across the border illegally through the help of the cartels, but when the government actually sanctioned people coming here by the misuse of this parole program, not knowing who these people are, it's criminal. Yeah. And it happened, there are millions of people here under the same circumstances.
The New York Post has reported that DHS data show more than 5,000 Afghans have been flagged over national security issues since 2021. That's a big number. Former Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas said this in 21.
Our mission is not accomplished until we have safely evacuated all U.S. Citizens who wish to leave Afghanistan, all lawful permanent residents, all individuals who have assisted the United States in Afghanistan. This effort will not end until we have achieved that goal.
Look, during this asylum pause for people, that the paperwork on that, the deeper vetting and all of that, is there an opportunity maybe for some hearings in the Senate to get to the bottom of what we were told as a public and what actually was happening?
Yes, and I actually would also point out that's one of the reasons why former Secretary Mayorkas was impeached by the House of Representatives.
Yes, and the 300,000 children he lost.
Yes, I mean, they knowingly violated law. There's a process for this to happen, and it's on an individualized basis. You don't get to just wave a wand and say anybody from these countries can come in here without any vetting. That's exactly what was happening. And so, again, the Democrats have much more empathy for somebody from a third world country. They don't know their background. It could be a murderer, than they do for U.S. citizens who are being murdered. Right? This Trump derangement syndrome has metastasized on so many levels, Harris. This is a tragic, tragic example. But I think the scary thing is, I don't think this is going to be the last time we see this. I think President Trump's taking the right action to a full review and get people who shouldn't be here out of here. That's what the American people voted for last November.
All right. Well, the president is also dealing with a situation south of the U.S. with narco-terrorism. And we know he and Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro spoke last month. Now, President Trump's words for Maduro are tougher and much more critical. The U.S. has taken out several alleged drug boats from Venezuela in recent months. And this weekend, the president took the fight farther, announcing that airspace above and around Venezuela is now closed, a move that the country condemns, citing colonialism. Here's the president.
We consider Venezuela to be not a very friendly country. They send millions of people, really, and probably a number in excess of that. And a lot of those people shouldn't be in our country, from jails, from gangs, from drug dealers, from all of the people that came into our country shouldn't have been in our country, causing a lot of problems.
Does your warning
and drugs.
Does your warning mean that an airstrike is imminent, or should we not read it that way?
Don't read anything into it.
The New York Post summed it up this way: the conflict, murder go. Trump's ultimatum to Venezuela thugs: step down or else. Senator.
Well, look, anybody who's a student of U.S. history knows that for a long time, the foreign policy of this country was to have the Monroe Doctrine, where we protect the homeland and we keep the Western Hemisphere safe for our countrymen, right? And this Trump doctrine now is sort of reasserting it. You saw with the Panama Canal, with Chinese having control of the Panama Canal, that they reversed course there after President Trump drew attention to it. And here, we're not going to allow a country that's facilitating the poisoning of 100,000 Americans every year through their drug boats and these narco-terrorists. So President Trump, well within his Article 2 powers to blow these boats out of the water. I will point out, though, Harris, one of the crazy things that happened over the weekend, the Democrats, elected Democrats, not some online troll, elected Democrats have been saying it's okay to disobey orders. That's the first step. But what we saw happen this weekend through some of those same elected officials was to say basically to military men and women, look out, you might get prosecuted. This is not the language of we'll beat them in the next election or we'll win the argument. This is the language of a color revolution where you're calling on military men and women to disobey orders, and you put that on top of the firebombing of Tesla dealerships, the riots you see in the streets, the prosecution of a political opponent. The Democrats have completely lost the plot here, and the American people, I think, see that. But it's a very dangerous road to go down here to say you should be disobeying orders because we don't like Trump.
Yeah, well, when you run into Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona, ask him if he would do that now. He served the nation. Good to see you. Thank you, Senator.
Thanks, Harris.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your input. Well, we kind of already knew that, to be honest. Hey, guys, if you are in here, our good friend just reminded us. Guys, if you come into my channel, I appreciate it. Just go ahead and get the thumbs up to the video. I appreciate that. If you have not subscribed, I would recommend subscribing. It is free. If you don't subscribe, that's all right. But we do have some interesting conversations and some videos that we do criticize sometimes. So I recommend you join the gang of patriots that fight and love America. We are all for America first, and that's why we are doing this show. With that being said, I want to say thank you to all my members. All of you guys have become members and continue to support me monthly. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I do feel very special, very encouraged. Remember that a lot of people that come to my channel, more than 70% of the people that come to my channel are new viewers. And so I understand that they have questions. They haven't been in this channel. We can tell because we don't recognize their names. But you can kind of tell when somebody has been through my channel a while, and then we can actually know what they've been hearing us say. So people like, for example, you're welcome. Thank you, Rex. Oh, and by the way, thank you, World Radio. That's some good information, man. I appreciate it. Good input. I haven't gone that deep into it. I don't dive it deep into certain things, okay? So I'm not going to know all details, names, and things like that about everything. There is just very certain certain things that I know. And my expertise is anything immigration. Anything has to do with immigration, being here, bylaws, laws, etc. You can go ahead and challenge me on if you like. Religion. You can challenge me on religion. Just don't get mad when you cannot convince me and I tell you how I interpret the Word of God. All right. Anything other than that. President Donald Trump. Why do I support President Donald Trump? Besides him being an awesome president, I believe that God put him in office. And I trust God. And so we are hoping that President Donald Trump will continue to do what's best for our country. I understand that, oh, no, Fresh, that's not it. Don't worry about it. Everybody got on mud. Don't worry about it. I will share with you later on another members-only video probably. So we are seeing everybody fighting against President Donald Trump, everything he's doing. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. There are people that make a mess out of things. They just make a mess. Now, not only they don't clean up the mess, but when you go and clean up the mess, they get mad at you. I don't know. I don't understand. The mental health issue is still very alive, very alive. We don't forget January 6th, my friend. We don't forget 9/11 either. Those are two memorable dates that we will never forget. And yes, justice is coming. I believe it. You know, as much as the Democrats have been fighting to get these Epstein files out, I'm glad. I'm glad. I know it's going to take a few weeks before they release them. I already touched on the points. If they release them without redactions, I think that's the best way to do it. And since innocent people are coming out and they are, testifying and blah, 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 doing all this stuff, well, I say that the Epstein files should be released unredacted. We should be able to see all the names, all the people involved, whatever you guys like, I want to see as well. But I will say there's going to be consequences, really good, bad consequences. And we're not going to get what we really think that we're going to get out of the Epstein files. Now, with that being said, everything that Trump is doing right now, believe me, it has to be done. All these migrants that come in here to try to destroy us, to try to outbreed us, it's an invasion. They're just not here to assimilate. They have assimilated Dearborn, Michigan, Minnesota, has been turned into their third world country, except they use the taxpayers' dollars to get what they want. You see, in their country, if they're poor, they don't get to be lazy. They have to go to work. They got to find a way to feed their family. Here, all they got to do is sit at home, get fat, don't do anything, pop out babies, and claim your benefits from your Muslim communities. And then you can claim your benefits on your tax returns because you work just enough to make ends meet, and then you can get your tax returns. I know how the game is played. So we're not fools, and we got to step it up, guys. We need to step it up. Well, there you go. Veronica, thank you for confirming. Hey, Manuel, look at that. I'm not telling lies. How about that? Somebody from the place that I'm talking about confirms what I'm saying. I want to tell you, it's not that I don't like Somalis. I love all people, and I think all migrants should be welcome in our country. But these leeches that we have, they're not the fabric of our country. They are not the big, helpers. They're not the big donors. They're not the people sacrificing their life and their time to make this country great. They're just here to take your tax dollars. That's it. There's nothing else. There's nothing that you can tell me that they're here for. That's all they're here for. I'm sorry, but this kind of migrants are useless. They are a burden to this country. How can you be here of a religious belief and be a burden? How can you not say, hey, my God is greater. I can help. I can do something because my God is great. They don't think that way. They just use the religion. But let me tell you, I just read in the Quran, only because somebody put chapter 19. By the way, you can't just say chapter 19. There is a lot of chapter 19 in there. But the point is that these infidels, meaning, I'm not saying I believe on the Muslims' religion. I think that some things in the Quran are true, but they're still pedophiles, okay? They still worship Muhammad, who is a pedophile. We're not going to overpass that. That is my main point out of everything that I say about Muslims. If they believe in the Quran, they believe in worshiping Muhammad, they're worshiping a pedophile, okay? If you're against that, you should not be supporting Muslims, period. That's one point. The second point is that their own Quran says that if they use the Muslim religion, but they themselves don't believe, they will also be put to death. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. So you see Muslims that are actually real horrible Muslims that are trying to take over our cities and the world, to be honest. They allow these people to go into Christian countries and use their Christianity, the love thy neighbor, the treat your foreigners as you would yourself. They use the scriptures just to use you, the person that wants to do good. You cannot be good to evil people like this. You got to tell them straight up. You can't. That's right. You bring that bacon on, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Bring that bacon. Bacon, bacon, bacon. Oh. If you guys don't know what that is, you missed it. It was a commercial for some bacon strips for dog food. With that being said, you cannot be blinded to the truth. This is why we say the truth shall set you free. Why? Because when you know the truth, nobody's going to use you. Nobody's going to take advantage of you. Yeah, they will still double cross you. It happens. I've been double crossed so many times in my life. It happens. It's going to happen. But nobody's going to use you because of your lack of knowledge. You're not going to be ignorant on the subject. They don't care about you being Christian. They just care about using your own Christianity against you. So when people come at me and they get mad, right? You guys are my witness. People get pissed off at me. Oh, look at you, you hypocrite. Blah, 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 blah. The Bible says this. Well, come on. Bring it on. What I'm going to tell you is this. I am nobody's fool. And you ain't fooling me. You don't come over here and start throwing scriptures when I'm telling the truth. When I say I'm a law-abiding citizen, I'm an American, naturalized American citizen. It's the truth. It's the fact. And we got over here our sister from Minnesota, from Michigan. What I tell you is the truth. You think I don't do my research? You think I'm going to be in here and just put in these little slideshows for you to look at? No, we're going to take a look at videos. Why would I make another video when there's already a video made about it? I can tell you what I find. I can tell you what's going on. But information is already there. So there is people that says, oh, wait a minute. So the Bible says, and I like it when people try to bring the Bible when they don't even believe in the Bible by themselves. They always say, well, the Bible says, love thy neighbor as you love yourself. Yeah, well, apparently you don't know how I love myself. But I love myself enough to say I got to have a good work ethic. I got to respect the law. This is how I love myself. This is how I find purpose. I am going to help whoever I can help when I can help them. And I am going to be a better citizen, and I'm going to speak the truth, and I'm going to stand up to be America first every day. I want to be thankful to God. I want to be grateful to God. I want to say prayers, and I want to worship God. And you know what? That's what I want for myself. I don't want to be here illegally. I don't want to go do drugs. I don't want to go commit adultery. I don't want to go do all these things. See, the temptation is always there. The thoughts are always there. So when you tell me with your religious scriptures just to try to get a gotcha moment out of me, when you tell me I'm supposed to love my neighbor as I love myself, there you go. I'm telling you, don't be in this country illegally. Don't be against the law. Respect the law. I love me that way, so I love you that same way. That's how that works. Oh, well, Jesus said he loves everybody. Yeah, he loves everybody. I'm not Jesus. I'm not Jesus. Love thy neighbor. I love my neighbor, but not their sin. I love myself enough to not allow any fool to corrupt my way of being. I love myself enough to not allow any fool to make me a drug addict. I love myself enough to not allow anybody to force me to break the law. You see, that's the difference. So love thy neighbor as you love yourself, as I have loved you. Amen to that. And what did Jesus come to do when he was on this earth? If you want to get religious about it, he said he came to fulfill the law. He didn't come to break it. He didn't come to change it. He came to fulfill the law. Thanks for the super chat, bro. I didn't get the notification on my ear. Thank you, Liberty. Sadly, Muslim believer had committed catastrophic events on the name of their beliefs to this country, 9/11, Boston, etc. That is sad, but it's true. It's sad, but it's true. 9/11, we said we will never forget. I think a lot of people forgot. A lot of people forgot. And again, they are using your kind heart, your Christian beliefs. Even if you're not a Christian, you don't understand. You have been raised in a Christian morality world. See, we don't go out there and start casting stones at people. We don't go out there and just whip a woman on the middle of the street because she's an adulterer. If she's an adulterer, well, she gets a letter of divorce. If the husband cannot forgive her, they don't make amends. But we don't go and grab people, and beat them in public. That's what the Sharia law is. We don't want that crap. So if you are a Muslim and you're listening to me, let me tell you something right now. Don't be a Muslim because somebody told you. Don't be a Muslim because your parents are Muslims. You go out there and you read that Quran. It's very small. The one that I have has the Arabic translation as well, so it looks a little bit bigger, okay? So this is the Quran, and I show you guys a couple of times. This is the Quran, and this is how thick this thing is, okay? When you read the Quran, you're going to grab a scripture, and you're going to go into Ibrahim 14, part 13, on the 627. We sent not a messenger except to teach in the language of his own people in order to make things clear to them. Now Allah leads astray those whom he pleases and guides those whom he pleases as well. And he is exalted in power, full of wisdom. And then you have this other language here that says, Wa bahak archalsna mir rastulin ila bi litsari kawamiki liyu bajan lahum. I don't speak that language, by the way. And then there's Arabic, which is even worse to pronounce because I can't read it. There's no letters. So if you want to talk about religion, go talk about religion. But you really have to understand that in order for you to go and understand another religion, you got to study it. You got to read it. You got to at least read it once so you can have some sort of an idea of where you are headed. I can tell you, and I'm going to give you this truth. If you have not been in my channel before, I will tell you this. We follow the Bible. The Bible, the gospel of Jesus Christ. If you don't want to know the history, you forget about the Old Testament. There's prophecies in there that has been fulfilled that shows that it's true. The word of God is true. All prophecies have been fulfilled from the Old Testament, and some of them are being fulfilled today as we speak, and some are coming very soon. And the ones that are coming very soon are not very nice. But nonetheless, if you want to avoid and skip the whole Old Testament, you are missing a lot of history to learn so you can understand where we are and how we are here. But the gospel of Jesus Christ, it is really the main books that you need. The New Testament is what you should read and follow, okay? And if you don't understand something on the New Testament, you can go to the back to the Old Testament and find some scriptures in there that will give you clarity. Now, with that being said, the Bible has been given to us. The good news, the gospel of Jesus Christ, have been given to us by witnesses of actual events, physical events. There is proof all over the place. I'm not here to show you the proof. Go find it. It's there. And even when you find it, you're like, oh, wait a minute, that was too easy. That's probably not true because this was too easy to find. You will always have doubt. If you don't have faith, you will never see. With that being said, the Bible that we read today, the gospel of Jesus Christ, the New Testament, has been given to us by witnesses of Christ. They were there. It tells us how they died. Horrible, horrific deaths. Now, the Quran, Islam, a religion made by a government to oppress the people. They use scriptures from the Bible to create their Bible. And that's how that works. And that's why there's so many scriptures in the Quran that the difference is they say Muslim and they say Allah and they say Islam. But the reality is that they copy the structure from the Bible. Of course, in their own language, they talk different, so the translation comes out a little different. I get that. A lot of people in here, they speak Spanish, they know what I'm talking about. We have things like, for example, I can tell you, this is the tablecloth, right? You know that is a cloth. It's a tablecloth. But see, in Spanish, we say the cloth of the table. We have to be descriptive of what that is. And even then, it's not perfect, okay? Because we don't speak Spaniard, we speak Castilian. We call it Spanish because it is part of a descendant, derived of Spaniard, right? The Spanish from Spain. But it's more descriptive. How do I know that an object is feminine or masculine? Well, we have articles. The in English is just the table, the light, the door, the tablecloth, the floor, the carpet. See, you guys don't know what the hell those words are. You don't know if that is a feminine word or a masculine word. You have no description. But in Spanish, we do. What is the computer? Is it a feminine word or a masculine word? In Spanish, we know that is a feminine word because we say la. El is for him, for masculine. La is for feminine. Lo, etc. We identify el micrófono, la taza, los audífonos, el celular. You see what I'm saying? We have different articles to tell us if this is a feminine article. I know it makes no sense to you probably, but we're more descriptive. And so the Bible translated from Spanish to English is going to have a lot less in English, but in Spanish it's going to have more words. Sometimes you're going to see the Spanish version comes all the way down on the page and then the English is just half. That's just the way it is because of translation. But the meaning, it is exactly the way that it's supposed to be. So that doesn't change. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I speak Caliche. Yeah, well, that's cool, man. That's cool. In Honduras, it's Garifuna. That's the African language. And a lot of people still speak it actually on the coast and on the island. They like to practice the African language, which is cool. But Hondurans are just Hondurans. By that logic, Christianity is just a copy of Judaism. Kind of. It is derived. Remember that Jesus was a Jew. No, he was not black. No, he was not white. No, he was not beautiful. How many in here? Just put a 1 if you believe Jesus was beautiful. Beautiful and super strong. If you believe that Jesus was beautiful and super strong, go ahead and put a 1 on the chat. Go ahead and put a number 1 in the chat. Yeah, no, I wasn't going to talk about religion or Bible stuff, but somebody's mentioning it, so here we go. I feel like talking about it. Yeah, laugh out loud. No other religions copy the Bible. Clark, you're living under a rock. Muslims did. Yeah, they've always had a conflict with the Christians, and that's where they got their religion. My brother Dennis is a very, thank you, official. God bless him and his family. He knows my English is not great, but he is patient with me. Love you, brother. I love you too, my man. Clark, Mormons did. There you go. That's one of them. Now, for the longest time, the Mormons have been denying that they're Christians. They say, no, we're Mormons. Well, now, in today's age, now they say they're Christians. Now, they no longer put the book of Joseph or the Mormon book before the Bible. Now, the Bible is the center of their teaching, as they should be. And I want to say something. I want to say something, and you guys might not like it. And only if you really know what Mormons at the highest level really do, you will not like what I'm going to say. Mormons are known for helping the communities. They're known for being givers. They take, but they give a lot, and that gives them respect. They go out there on their bikes, walking. They're dressed up, white shirt, black tie, black pants. You know the look. Their dedication. Now, the problem is that they believe that by doing some of the works, they'll be saved. But the truth is, only Jesus Christ is the life, the way, and the truth. So, I don't care what the religion you practice. I don't care what denomination of Christianity you practice. I believe what I believe. I'm not going to convince you. You're going to believe what you believe. But, excuse me, what I'm telling you is what I understand and what I have studied about religion. I don't know every religion, but I know a little bit of everything. And I can tell you, there's only one way to the Father, to the God, to the Creator, and that is Jesus Christ. Now, with that being said, let me see if I can get some more from you guys here. I think we should be good, right? The crown of thorns that was placed on Jesus' head. I didn't see any ones on here. How many of you think that Jesus was beautiful or handsome, if that makes more sense to you? How many in here, especially if you're a Christian? Go ahead. How many of you tell me, mind speak, why are you taking my thunder away, man? That's right. Yeah, that's right. He wasn't attractive at all. So no one would desire him. That is correct. 100%. But it's amazing. Everybody was attracted to him. There is something about having God's power with you that is so attractive. I'm going to tell you this here. You see how ugly I am? When I used to preach in different churches, you won't believe how many women came up to me. Temptation was like, you have no idea. You have no idea. And so I was out there helping a lot of people, but at the same time, I was spending so much time with other people. And no, I did not cheat on my wife at all. But I have started neglecting my own family. And then God gave me a scripture and said, what good is it for me to save the world as if in the process I'm going to lose myself? And so I prayed, I asked for a sign, and I told the pastors, I'll say, okay, well, there's a time that we have set up. It's coming up. And I said, Lord, I talked to nobody. I prayed, I fasted. I said, tell me what you want me to do. Coincidentally, a pastor in my family came by to come and visit me. I live about 3 hours from here. right? Came and visit me. He said, "Hey, Dennis, I don't know why, and please don't take this the wrong way, but I feel God told me to tell you to take a sabbatical break. That means stop preaching, stop being a pastor." I didn't tell nobody. I just prayed. Weeks later, he comes by to visit me out of nowhere when he never visits me. Didn't even call me to come and visit, and he told me that. And I say, "Thank you, I was waiting for you." And he says, "I feel it." Man, oh man. Can't make that up, man. I don't care. If you guys don't believe me, that's okay. But I can tell you, I don't make stuff up. I tell you my own personal experience and stories, and they never change. They'll always be the same because they're my reality. These are the experiences of my life. Now, with that being said, since we are done with religion questions, it looks like, okay, we're there. Let's see. You don't know the Father unless you know the Son. Absolutely. He was very humbling to look at, and yet people couldn't stop following him. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? And what does the devil, what does the Antichrist do? The Antichrist does the opposite. He brings you like this most attractive person to come and preach to you and give you the gospel of prosperity and, oh, this divine, don't worry about your sins. If you believe in God, if you tithe this much, you will have all of this. Sounds like a devil to me. Sounds like a devil to me. I don't care if they're the biggest pastors of the mega churches. If they are over there preaching to you the gospel of prosperity, that's not a gospel that they told us to teach. They told us to teach the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's what the apostles told us. That's what Jesus Christ told us. So, I know that a lot of people, a lot of churches, they have this bad habit of saying that. The more you give, the more God will give you. I know there's parables about money being multiplied, but you listen to me. It will just happen. I don't need to tell you that you're going to have a lot of money if you're faithful in church. That's not the gospel of Jesus Christ. If anything, the gospel of Jesus Christ says that you're going to suffer for believing in him. Jesus said you're going to suffer for my cause. It doesn't say, oh, you will have all these blessings and all this richness, and when you build a church, your salary goes from $30,000 to $100,000 to $1 million. No, it doesn't say that. Man, I am sorry, man. That's not what I was going to talk about today. So, if that's what God wanted me to say, well, there you go. Now you heard it. Okay? There's a lot more that I can go into that, and I just don't want to. I think that, here, I will say this. I do believe that if you bless somebody, of course God's going to bless you. But that's not the reason why you should give. You shouldn't give expecting something in return. You should give blindly. Did somebody say that in here? No, nobody said that. Okay. So you should give blindly. What you do in private, right? God's going to reward you in public. When you give with your heart. Don't come in and drop all this gold and this big check and this big wad of dollars so that everybody can see that you gave all this money. No, give with your heart. Give with love. Who cares? Don't let anybody know how much you give. Put it in an envelope secretly. Give your offering. Could be $1, could be $1,000. Then God is going to bless you. I believe that. Okay, that is one thing, but I'm not going to preach to you that if you give me, guys, here we go. If you give me $100 right now, if you give me $100, your life is going to change right now. No. I can't do that. That's the false gospel. That's the devil. That's not, no. We can gather, brothers, here we go. You guys can give any type of donation, any amount. You can bless anybody with any amount of money. This goes for this. Let's all have a good time. Let's pray. Let's worship. And then, what do they say? That just, leave the leaves where they lay. That's it. Yeah, it's, whatever, 1,000, and it doesn't matter. God's going to bless you in the manner of you give, not on the amount that you give, but in the manner that you give. Does that make sense to you? So if you give me $1,000, but there's no love in your heart, well, thank you for the gift. Yeah, maybe somebody will give you the same, or maybe they won't give you anything. But if you do it with love, you're guaranteed that you're going to get a blessing back, okay? But again, I don't want to preach about the gospel of prosperity. It's a very thin line, and I think that once we start talking about it, we just lose ourselves in it. So I try not to speak about that at all, okay? So with that being said, let me see what you got here, mine. Some so-called gospel preacher became socialist. Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't believe that the church should be a business to make the pastor rich. That's not what it's for. So with that being said, President Donald Trump is now being sued by Seattle. Guess why? Well, don't let me tell you that. Why don't you go ahead and listen from our reporter? Yes, she used to be a reporter for one of our local news channels here in Seattle, Washington. Now she's an independent with her own podcast, but she still has those investigative reporters out there. She's one of them, and they gather information to give to us. So she tries to speak as neutral as possible, but she has seen a lot of facts come into light in her searches, and that is what she is giving. I'm not getting a notification when you do that. What's going on? Trump will make an announcement at 2 p.m. in the Rose Bowl room. He's going to announce something big, I think. Everything he says is big, man. Let me see why I'm not getting these alerts. Did I take it off? No. Let's see. Okay. Maybe I just had it hidden. Sorry about that. Thank you for the super chat, brother. And Cutting Edge just took half of Liberty's health on the stream bus chat. All right. Hey, Trinity, how are you? Oh, man, this lady does not sleep. Somebody says, Dennis, you don't sleep. Neither does my sister, Trinity. Man, what time is it over there? 10, 11, 12, 1 in the morning, and she's over here supporting her little brother. There's the notification. Thanks for subscribing, man. Appreciate it. Love you, Trinity. Oh, my God. It's always good to see you. I love having you in here with me. Mine speak as well. I know I miss his Liberty for All name, but Cutting Edge is still Cutting Edge. That's awesome. All right, pay attention to this clip. Brandy Cruz, ladies and gentlemen. And just, wow, you won't believe what's happening. Here you go. Of course, I already have it midway just to show you a short clip, but check this out.
Getting the, and what weak questions. I think the Jim Brunner one was about, the other states involved and all of that stuff. And then this chick is just like, how much money's at stake? No questions about, hey, gee, 45 lawsuits against the Trump administration in 10 months. Is this the appropriate use of your office? Hey, everything we're doing so far has failed. Homelessness is even worse. We have one of the worst homeless crises in the nation. We have one of the worst overdose crises in the nation. None of that. Nothing critical. No pushback. Nothing at all. Signed, sealed, delivered. Have a great Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thank you.
Absolutely insane. So reactions to this are pretty consistent, again, across the common sense spectrum. So whether you identify as a Democrat or a Republican, but you have common sense on this issue, I think people are starting to realize that, look, okay, I get it, you don't like Donald Trump, but what we're doing isn't really working. We Heart Seattle, our friend Andrea Suarez, just a few reactions to this on social media. Washington is suing HUD to stop the redirect of funding toward drug-free recovering housing and work requirements for the chronically homeless. And of course they are. God forbid they stop using drugs inside supportive housing where hundreds die annually from overdose. Jonathan Cho, who has covered this issue more extensively than any other member of the media in Washington and maybe the country, said WA AG Nick Brown is clueless. I challenge him to leave the comfort and safety of his office to experience the horrors inside the permanent supportive housing hellholes in Seattle. Trump's plan will save lives. Why is Brown protecting the homeless industrial complex? Our friend Tom Wolf, who's now part of We Heart Seattle but used to be homeless and drug addicted on the streets of San Francisco, said California is also suing HUD to maintain the status quo around housing the homeless. Here's some data. San Francisco spends $450 million a year on rent subsidies, and 30% of OD deaths happen in that housing. And we know that this is such a reality here. So I mentioned Jonathan Cho, who, again, has covered this issue more extensively than probably anyone else in America. So one of the things that Nick Brown is trying to protect through this lawsuit are these affordable housing units that get money from the state and localities and also get funding from Housing and Urban Development. But as Jonathan Cho has pointed out in his reporting, these places, because of the lack of restrictions that states like Washington, cities like Seattle have, the very restrictions that Trump is trying to put in place, these facilities have become de facto drug and death dens. Here's one report Jonathan Cho did on Plymouth housing.
We Heart Seattle's Andrea Suarez and I followed Mike Matzik for several months.
Hey, you smelled the fentanyl right when we got out of that.
Andrea, what is that?
Well, I would say that is probably somebody that went through withdrawal and cracked right here in the hallway.
Matzik reached out to Suarez for help, saying the conditions inside the building were becoming unbearable.
You got rats in here?
Yeah, rats underneath there, crawls underneath. There's a whole bunch of them under there.
He's been forced to move rooms several times and says he's feeling hopeless.
Okay, so you can't even lock the door when you leave?
No, I can't.
Why don't you go to management and ask for a new key?
They don't have a key for that box right there.
Oh my gosh.
Is anybody ever using this phone since the 80s?
Matzik recently invited us over as he smoked fentanyl with his friends.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Mike, who's in your room?
Drug use inside the rooms are a regular occurrence.
And this unit is a trap house. This is a garbage can full of foil, drugs, revolving door.
So does the staff here at Plymouth Housing, do they let you guys do drugs in here?
They don't say no, but they don't, you know.
This is a harm reduction place.
This is harm reduction?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they provide, the paraphernalia, like the pipes and...
They give you the pipes downstairs?
Needles or whatever.
I mean, the staff knows you guys are doing drugs in your room, right?
All right.
But nobody's intervening on your behalf, making you guys go to treatment.
No.
Suarez says what's happening at the Lewiston Scargo is an absolute failure of the housing first model, which essentially warehouses homeless drug addicts, no strings attached.
You don't have to be clean. You don't have to be enrolled into a program. Yeah, there's no accountability, discipline, or structure at all.
In many cases,
what they have done in the city is just clean outside on the streets and put them on their walls so people can see it. That's it.
They're not getting better, and at times overdosing and dying in their rooms.
I thought you had a case manager that was going to get you transferred out of here.
I also spoke to other residents here who say case managers and staff quit so often, it feels like no one is around to help them.
Did you guys miss that? They were smoking fentanyl in there. You heard that, right?
Find jobs or take that next step out of this situation.
Each person I've had pretty much they don't exist. I mean, they've been here for I've met them like two times and then they told to quit or whatever.
Yeah. I reached out to Plymouth Housing about these concerns and allegations, but so far no response.
The conditions in this place are almost worse than on the streets. Yeah. I have cockroaches and rats in my tent, you know what I mean?
That's what Washington State is trying to protect.
TVs, nice stove. I mean, guys, you see it. See, I'm going to let her finish talking, but the new socialist mayor that we got, her idea is to build mini houses, the small houses, tiny houses, I think they call them. and she wants to shelter all of the homeless in there to do that you just saw. The thing that you just saw. That's not fixing the problem. This is what I told you. The hardest thing to get rid of is homelessness. Because how do you do it humanely? Go ahead, Brandon, finish up.
That's what Washington State is suing the Trump administration to keep doing. The Trump administration wants to put some simple requirements in place. Hey, these people have to be in active treatment if they want one of these units.
Yep.
That's common sense.
Yep.
That's how, they're in there openly smoking fentanyl, doing drugs, crapping on floors.
Yep.
They've become they look like homeless encampments with a roof over their head. It hasn't improved their situation at all. And we spend billions of dollars on it. This might sound cold, but if you're going to leave them in filth and squalor and addiction,
yep.
If that's whether they have a roof over their head or whether they're in a tent in a park, does it really matter? Is there really any difference?
Tell them, sister.
So why not just not spend the billions of dollars? Well, the answer is simple. It's because there's too much money in the Housing First approach. Karen Lee, who's the CEO of Plymouth Housing, she makes almost $400,000 a year. The woman who runs those buildings that Jonathan Cho just showed you.
Hold on. The governor's salary is only $250,000. This lady running this dump makes $400,000.
Filth, squalor, rats, human feces, substance abuse. She makes almost $400,000 a year. That's the answer for why Nick Brown is willing to sue the Trump administration to keep that going. And then people die in the units, that's fine. They can bring in another person.
Yep, somebody just said that.
And they're not fixing their situation. They're not solving the homeless crisis at all. They are fueling it. They're fueling it. And why are they fueling it?
Yeah.
Because they get rich off of it.
Yep.
They get rich off of it.
It's all about the Benjamins.
And those buildings can look like that. You can have those 911 calls endless. You can have people dying, body bags being rolled out all the time, and Karen Lee still makes almost $400,000 a year. Oh, and by the way, buildings like Plymouth, DESC, they don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know that because they want the gravy train to keep coming. They want to justify suing the Trump administration and painting Donald Trump as the one who's heartless for wanting to ensure that people are getting drug treatment.
Yeah.
And so what do? Well, they ban people like Jonathan Cho from going inside. It's a legitimate poster up in a D.
I am so mad. I didn't want to bother him because he was recording the event that we were visiting, but he was there, and I didn't want to be, I don't know. I'm not shy. You guys know I'm not shy, but I didn't want to bother him doing his job and whatever. But I missed introducing myself to Chow. He's a very good investigative reporter, by the way.
ESC building. If you see this person, please don't engage. Jonathan Cho is a local figure known for producing misleading, sensationalized content that targets homelessness service providers.
Hold on, Brandy. Does that sound familiar, guys? This is what the libtards do. Now, guys, if you are not a libtard, don't get offended and don't put your name down there. But this is exactly what they say when somebody brings facts. This is how they talk to you about. They say Jonathan Cho is a local figure known for producing misleading, sensationalized content that targets homelessness service providers and individuals experiencing homelessness. He often presents himself as a legitimate journalist, but uses tactics intended to provoke and manipulate interactions for heavily edited videos that distort the truth. He must be one hell of an editor to be able to distort the truth from everything that we just saw, because that, my friends, unbelievable. I don't think I have to tell you what's happening there. You see the aluminum foil. You see them doing drugs. You see the drug is telling you they're not going to stop. And somebody mentioned in here, I'm sorry, I just kind of saw their comment, but that this is true. They're not going to stop until they want to stop. When I said I was going to stop smoking, I wasn't going to stop smoking until I wanted to stop smoking. I said, you know what? I'm short in cash. No, I'm not going to smoke anymore. So I quit. I smoked over 18 years. I know some of you smoke. That's okay. I'm not saying you have to quit. If you can quit, it's better for your health. You know that. But what I'm saying is, if somebody wants to quit, they will just do it. Period. Just like that. Well, as a matter of fact, okay, one of the people in there, one of the homeless in here, now has a house, I guess. Now they have an apartment. He said some people come in there for like 2-3 months, they get sick of that life, and they just quit cold turkey and get out. That's it. They don't want to live that life. So it is a mental issue. And the moment that they have decided, no, this is not what I want, and they do, and they quit, and they go about it. I always been a big opposer of this sort of campaigns and sort of socialist programs because they give millions of dollars to do these projects. And you heard it. The manager's doing this, $400,000 salary. How come she's not making $100,000? That's a good pay. That's a good pay. $400,000. Almost twice as much as a governor actually makes, who actually has to be responsible for a whole freaking state. That's crazy, but that's how it is. You know, good for you, Daniel. I am glad nothing happened to you. I lost my brother-in-law to fentanyl, so he was not fortunate enough. But, you know, again, if you want to quit something, you would, if you really wanted to. It's up here. It's in your mind.
It's a legitimate poster up in a DESC building. If you see this person, please don't engage. Jonathan Cho is a local figure known for producing misleading, sensationalized content that targets homelessness service providers, showing what's actually happening behind. Nobody else is doing that.
They don't
putting
want you
a
to tell the
camera
truth.
inside those apartments.
They don't want you to tell the truth. And they come into my chat and you see them and you they tell me liar, 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 fake, fake, liar. Call me names. But they know it's the truth. And here's another fact that I'm going to give you, that this is what guilty people do. They try to defame you. The whole famous Nancy Pelosi smear tactic. Throw a lie out there and then quick leak to the legacy media and then hold a press and then call out the articles from the legacy media and boom, the smear is successful. I don't know what the hell's going on with my hands and my acting. Maybe I'm acting for a Hollywood career. Who knows?
To see the filth, to see the drug abuse, to see the human feces, to see the infestations. And they say that he's sensationalizing it. No, they say that and they vilify him. They vilify Donald Trump because it's easier than, I don't know, doing something that works. But doing something that works isn't lucrative. I don't know how to wake people up to this. If you're a progressive, if you're a liberal and you care about the homeless, how can you not care about this? How can you say we shouldn't require treatment?
Yeah.
How can you say that we should continue to fund situations like that where those people are still abusing drugs and dying? And Jonathan Cho in that story talks to a guy who did get out of treatment and he, has been in there. And you think that it's helpful for him that people are in there using drugs, that drugs in there are so readily available? No, you could have someone who has all the right intentions, who goes to treatment, gets an apartment, and then they're back basically in a drug den. How could you? That's sick. That's sick to put someone in that situation who wants to get better, who wants to improve their lives, who wants to get treatment, and then you house them in a drug den. That's like having Gamblers Anonymous right inside the casino.
She's right.
That's like holding an AA meeting at a bar during happy hour. True. You expect them to get better and you house them in a drug den. And then you sue the Trump administration with our money to keep doing it so people like Karen Lee can make $400,000 a year. How do we still allow this? Someone, please tell me why you support that.
Yeah.
A progressive, a liberal, a Democrat who says, yay, 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 let's keep doing this. Please contact me. Tell me what I'm missing here. What am I missing? No, we're going to sue the Trump administration so we can keep people living in filth and squalor and light billions of dollars a year on fire.
You're spot on, sis.
Unbelievable. I'm going to lose my voice yelling about it. Wild. That segment was brought to you in partnership with our friends.
Wow. Guys, that's Undivided with Brandy Cruz. I recommend you visit her channel. She does a live, I believe, every day at 12 noon. But if I'm live, don't leave my live, okay? Unless you really want to go listen to her for some good information. And she is on facts. By the way, she's everything Washington State. So if you're a Washingtonian and you have not subscribed to her channel, I recommend it 100%. You will not regret it. She's very informative. I don't listen to her all the time, obviously, because I'm here doing my thing. I got to do my own stuff. But I do take time sometimes to listen to PBD. Sometimes I go to Dave Rubin. Sometimes I haven't watched Dave Rubin for probably a month now. But, you know, I visit some other, people that give information out there. So, yeah, if you have not been to Washington State and you would like to come here, okay, if you come to the Seattle area, anywhere in Snohomish County, King County, and you want to come and visit here, you have never been here, I would love to host you. Make sure you hit me up. If you're ever trying to visit Seattle, Washington, I will drive you around to key spots if you will allow me. You don't have to pay me. I will do it for free. I will pick you up, and then I'll drive you around showing you, some key locations. And I'll do that for free, okay? Donations are always welcome, of course. Or tips. Every laborer is worthy of pay, okay? But you don't have to. If you come short, you just got the plane ticket and just enough money to eat and for your hotel, that's fine. I'll cover every other charge that gas or anything like that. I got you for free, okay? So if you ever want to make a trip down here, just let me know, and I can always come in the morning. Obviously, I have to do my show. Maybe, it'll be a cool experience. If I am hosting some of you guys and you don't mind being on camera, you will have to ride in the back because I do put my tripod in front for my car so people can see. But you guys can be in there. I can hold at least 2 people very comfortably. If there's no luggage, I can hold 4 people because even though I have an SUV, the back, when you have the back seat, you know how it is. It's like a really small spot to put stuff in there. So if backpacks will fit in there perfectly. If you got tripods, you're a photographer like me, you can bring tripods and we can fit all that stuff in there, okay? So if that's a thing, great. I would love to host you. Just keep that in mind, okay? I know Brian, I think it's Brian Reedy, it's planning to come here to Washington. I hope that he takes me up on that offer and that we can hang out, okay? I would love to do that for my members and my subscribers that know me on this channel. I don't think any big person will ever give you that opportunity. They're just too busy. They need a lot of money. And so, me, I'm a little guy. But I love to help people big time in what I can. So I would love to host you guys, okay? With that being said, we are down to our ICE deporting illegal immigrants video. You guys have seen this before, so you're not going to be disappointed, I am sure. The the crime shaft. Funny guy, man. I like the way he makes his videos. Let's take a look here and see what questions you guys may have in the crowd. Let me just take you to the boosters. Let's see. In fact, I have noticed in common trend. Oh, shoot. Let me read down here because that chat is moving too much. Let's see. In fact, I have noticed a common trend with the people that fell for taking the boosters. Agus, shut up. I took the vaccine and the 2 boosters. I don't appreciate you. I'm going to tell you this, guys. This is true story, okay? Agus, that's true. I have been having this crazy... Now, guys, it's already been, couple of years now? But I will tell you this. Since I took the vaccine, I have noticed a change on my health without, in time. Now I have this issue with my heart, and who knows how long it's going to last. But I do have an issue with my heart, and it feels like it's in the regular heartbeat, which I never had before. It's in the regular heartbeat. It feels like it does this, like it pushes out, and it's just sometimes, and it feels like there's not enough oxygen with the pump. It's really weird, and so I have to, catch my breath like that, and try to relax, and then it's a weird thing that happens with the heart. But nonetheless, we're still strong. We're going to keep pushing forward. I have been blessed with a strong body, regardless of all my pain. I remember one time I went to the doctor, and this is after smoking for many, many years. I have sleep apnea, all this blah, 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 okay? And I don't exercise. I just go to work and, this and that, and I gained some weight. And I remember I went to this hospital in Issaquah, Washington, of course. And they did a, x-ray, and they checked my lungs, my heart, everything. This was years ago. This was back in 2015, okay, 10 years ago. And what's funny to me is that I didn't exercise, and, I smoked, heavy smoke, by the way. And the doctor says, you must be very active. He says, you got perfect lungs. And your heart, well, your heart sounds very good. He said, you are very blessed. You got very healthy organs. And he says, now, I don't know how and why. And this is what he said. He says, when you sleep, according to the sleep study, you wake up 117 times. 117 times per hour. He says, what that means is that you never sleep. So that's why I tell you guys, I'm like between asleep and awake every day, between sleep and awake. And sometimes I do feel when I knock out for a constant 1 hour that I really fall asleep, the boost of energy is it's crazy. When I do get that 1-2 hours of actual sleep, constant, without waking up, I feel like a new man, like my energy is like I want to go play basketball again, But it doesn't happen like that all the time. So it's very hard. And I know if you guys are getting older and you're having issues, with breathing and, with your heart and stuff, of course you got to take care of yourself. I think a lot of relaxed breathing can help. I'm a big believer that my time in here, it's when God says it's my time, doggone it. I know, Trinity, so what happens is this. Thank you, Mojo. So what happens is this. I don't have sleep apnea with the, that it gets clogged. It does happen sometimes, but I have central apnea. And the way that the doctor described it, he said, was that when I sleep, I don't just go and snore. I just don't breathe. It's just like nothing. I just stop. My brain just stops. It stops breathing. And then, of course, when my body my mind starts going crazy, you're like, wait a minute, there's no oxygen coming. You get that big, deep breath. That's what happens. That's the kind of apnea that I have. So, I wish I wouldn't wake up. just let me go. Go to sleep. And I just don't want to wake up. I want to wake up there, Please, Lord, have mercy on me. So, yeah, we don't know how long we're going to live, okay? And we don't know, what changes we're going to make or what difference we're going to make in this world. But I can tell you every day, my friends, I push myself to come on here. I feel this is a purpose for me in my life. I feel that this is the first step on many other steps that I have to take in my life. I never really understood why I learned to do videography, photography, play with sound, work with editing software, video, sound, photo. I'm not good with Photoshop. I do use Lightroom. I use other AI tools as well. I've done radio hosting. I preached. So many things that it's like, why do I just don't just pick one thing? And you know what? I need to have all of those things to do what I do. And on top of that, I have to put up with ADHD. So I have to control that. I have to keep it under check. So there's a lot of things. So if I tell you all this stuff, it's not to tell you to feel sorry for me or that I'm a great guy and, oh, wow, what an amazing, he just struggles, but he works through. No. I tell you that because if you're going through some of that stuff, guys, there's always hope. You got to push yourself. You got to live through it. One of you guys in here, if you're still in here, said something about finding a purpose in your life. Figure out what that is. If you're a laborer, whatever it is, find that purpose. To me, the only purpose in my life is to be as good as I can so that my Father in heaven is proud of me. And all the bad things that I do, I hate and I deny. So I keep trying to be better and better each day. With that being said, let's go to some trauma moments here. And, the Crime Chef, we thank you for making these videos. I think it's very entertaining. It is entertaining, but at the same time, it's like we can get to see what ICE does right and wrong. We can criticize them. And I do, Roland. Unfortunately, I haven't used it for a few months because this guy's just because you asked. The reason why I stopped using it is because, so if I use the full face mask, right? After a while, if my mouth opens or whatever, even if I have the strap, it doesn't stop it. The mouth opens and then the mask gets wet. It's disgusting. I'm sorry. I got to be graphic. And so the mask is loose and it is just a big mess. And so then I tried the nose one, and that one works as long as I'm going, on my back and, and it starts doing that. But there's a thing that the machine does. It doesn't recognize that there is a change on the pressure for some reason. Now, this is just a theory, and only because you asked. So if anybody else is getting bored with this story, whatever, it is what it is. But I would get it will get clogged in there, and so when the machine is throwing the air, instead of opening down with the pressure, it just comes out the mouth and it's like. It just wakes me up, and it's like, what the hell just happened? There's so many things, bro. Oh, man, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll give it a shot again. But I kind of gave up on that, man. Liberty, getting old sucks. I know I'm 48 now, and it's a challenge, but brother, you need a good sleep. Separate your mind from whatever and rest. Don't make me tell your wife to knock you down. Bro, my wife is also getting old. She used to put me to sleep rubbing my back and the back of my hair because I'm like a cat. She used to put me. Now it's like, bro, there's nothing. Like, there's no. Yeah, keep laughing because it's true. No caressing on the back, waiting until I pass out. I got to listen to the snoring all night. And it's just, oh, man, it's just a misery. That's why I told you I was going to get you back. Thanks for the super chat, bro. Hey, we haven't done this for a while. So before we jump into the fun over here, why don't we go ahead and celebrate Mindspeak for keeping the big boss of the stream chat tonight. And all my patrons in here that are still here, some of you are still here. Let's go ahead and throw some of those emojis out there. The big boss, el jefe, el patrón. Man, I wish I can sleep like a log, man. I'm sleeping in the room, and I'm supposed to be asleep, but for some reason, like if my wife opens the door in the room, I'm awake. I can hear it. It's like I'm never really truly asleep, and sometimes she will come in, if I don't move, if I don't look, she knows that I'm really out. But most of the time, I already know she opened the door. Most of the time, I know somebody's in here, and etc. So it's a struggle, but you know what? We're going to keep pushing as long as God allows us to push, all right? So, again, people don't know my life. They don't know, my previous suffering throughout my childhood and all this other stuff. All they can do is come and insult us, but they don't know that we all go through struggles in life, and we want what's better for this country and for our children, of course, and for everybody else that wants to do things the right way. All right, well, for some of the illegals that come into my chat here, here's a couple stories. Hey, Scott, how are you? Welcome. Good to see you here. You came for the best time of the night, which is Crime Chef's little mixture of Karens and Juanitos. Juanitos being arrested by ICE. Let's take a look. I haven't seen this one, so let's watch it together.
You do not belong in here. Get off my streets. Get off our streets. You f***ing assholes. You entered my property.
The look on this officer's face says it all. He knows he's going to get a feature on my nature documentary as we study this wild Karen in her natural habitat.
You entered my property. Get off our streets. How dare you? How dare you? Moral compass, my ass. Get off our streets. Get off our street! You entered my property!
Where's your property?
Right there!
Right, I wasn't in your property.
One of you did! My gate is down! You may not get in private property! Get off our street!
This Karen is giving a fantastic audition for a role in Monty Python.
None shall pass.
Now!
I ain't going nowhere.
Thanks for the super chat, Liberty. I know, man. You know what? I get tell my wife all the time. I was like, "Hey, you seen that little TikTok video? You see that the husband goes and he kisses his beautiful wife asleep, and then she just turns and." As soon as the light goes off, that's just the way it is. Some things will never change. I'm exaggerating, but I think it's funny.
You're not going to go anywhere.
We're not going anywhere.
I have three children. Great! Then how dare you sit here and take our children, our parents off? How dare you?
Did she admit her children are illegals?
Do you have a warrant to come onto private property? He entered my house, my backyard, my neighbor texted. Get off our streets.
Señor, ¿está bien? ¿Cómo se llama?
Bonito.
¿Cómo se llama, señor? Señor, ¿cómo se llama para poder buscar a su familia?
What an amazing roundup today. Got ourselves a squealing Juanito, and this naturally attracted the wild Karen who is hiding behind the camera.
Sorry, bud.
If y'all have the balls to capture someone with a knife, take it off.
Speaking of balls, it sounds like Juanitos were chopped off before puberty.
My name is not Fabuloso. And if I'm older than you, I should be ashamed to share my last name with you.
Juanito's squealing is just about as effective as the Karens honking their car horns.
Interesting. I love this comment. Hold on, guys. I love this comment. I love this comment. Born Blue says, go get actual gang members and see how that ends. Well, number one, they have arrested many gang members, just so you know. And number two, the best thing that you have said today, it's go after the gang members. You know what? Why don't these protesters ever go protest gangs that are selling drugs, killing people on the street, that are thieves, that are robbing stores and destroying people's lives? Why don't you go ever protest the gangbangers? That's a very good question, isn't it? You see how the tables turn the moment you think that you were smart to make a comment? It comes right back to you. Karma's a bitch, they say.
This Karen must enjoy the taste of pavement because she had the bright idea to slam the door in a federal agent's
don't touch
face.
That car. You get arrested for that. Yep. Get your ass on the ground. Yep. Get the other banger there. Yep. Get him. Grab the other person. Get everybody.
We are backseat with DHS as they pull over a delusional wild Karen who has been impeding and obstructing federal investigations all day. Grab your popcorn.
Ma'am, you're impeding with the federal investigation. We have your own camera. We actually have news reporters with us in the vehicle. Your case will be referred over to Homeland Security investigation for prosecution. You will be arrested. This is your last and final warning. Hold on a second, guys. Give me your license, please.
Just give me a warning. I have kids, please.
Put your vehicle and park and shut it off, please.
Notice that this Karen transforms from bold activist fighting for the rights of Juanitos all across America to just being a mum once she gets the scent of looming consequence. Karen, you are a coward. I hope you go to jail.
I understand, but you are impeding. Look where you're at. You are almost causing an accident. You are surrounded by federal agents. Okay, I am the Deputy Field Office Director here, ma'am.
That's right.
Stand by. We're running the name. We're going to refer this case over for enforcement action.
I'm just a mom.
There is, Manuel.
Please, please, please. I'm just a mom. Please. I'm just
Kylie?
a mom. Yes, please. I'm just
You
a
are
mom.
just, you turn around.
Look at a little whistle.
I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out
Here
of
you
here.
go. Slow down.
Yes, yes, yes.
Hey,
I'm getting out.
guys. I got it. I got it.
Oh, come on, officer. Don't give in to this pathetic obstructionist Karen. Take her ass to jail and let this be a warning to all future Karens.
Got it. Everybody break away. Break away. Everybody break away.
I'm going home. I'm going home.
Kylie, look at me. Look at me. Quiet. Look at me. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Okay? I need you right now. Take a deep breath.
Now, we don't want to break up families. That's why we tell them to stay in their country together. Or we can deport them together. But the fact is that the people that choose to come here illegally, they know that they're not supposed to be here illegally. Now, we took a poll the other day on how many people believe that illegal immigrants should be in this country, and about 20% of the people in here with over 200 votes said that illegals were okay to be in this country. So we understand that, even though it's the minority, you guys will make the biggest noise and complain. But the bottom line is that Americans love their country to be protected and to feel secure. And when people just keep breaking the law, coming in here uninvited and illegally, it does not make people feel safe. It doesn't matter how you think you are. Like me, if I am, I'm a good guy, okay? And I feel like I'm a good person and I love people. But if I came into your house uninvited, you're not going to see me as that good guy. You're not going to see me as the nice guy. But if you invite me, you expect me. I'm okay. You're welcome, right? But if I'm here, without your permission and I am intruding in your property, you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it. It just come out. It's common sense. Any of our countries, it's the same thing. We don't want illegal immigrants or undocumented people. It's the same thing. We just don't want that. So why not respect that here in the United States of America? Why? It's not your country, so you can't demand anything from Americans to give you if they don't want to give it to you. It's like people wants to force you. You want to force people to give you something that's not yours, that they don't want to give you. Like kids, Mommy, he's not sharing. So what? It's not yours. He doesn't have to share. If he doesn't want to share, that's his stuff. Knock it off. We're not children. See, that's how I know that some people were raised wrong. My mom told me I couldn't even beg. I couldn't even look at you if I was hungry and you were eating, and I couldn't just stare at you until you gave me food. I can't do that. My mother taught me that. Other kids, give me money. Only $1? Why not $5? You look like you got... See, that's the way they're trained. We are not trained that way. We are trained to be good people. We don't train people to do things illegally or go out there and grow up to be panhandlers and be socialists in this country. That's not what we teach. That makes sense, right?
I want you to pull over right here.
Hey guys, Crime Chef here. Just wanted to let you guys know about a new hat I'm launching in my store. Link is in the description. Back to the video.
And go
Let
ahead,
up, brother.
Okay? Take a deep breath.
Can I just, I'm shaking.
I'll copy the link and put it on the video for when
I'm
they
going to stop
replace.
traffic for you. Go. Okay?
Take your green whistle with you.
This Karen is going to drive home and record a TikTok where she calls this ICE officer a Nazi. It's honestly disgusting how these people treat these officers.
Yeah.
See you again, Kylie. Everybody break away. I got this. Everybody go. It's not going to come back.
Hey, leave her the alone!
Oh, that's the same lady that got slammed to the car.
Leave her the alone!
Ah, the sweet smell of an anti-ICE Karen facing justice.
Come here, I'll help you. I know. I'm recording.
Anytime ICE intervenes on obstruction, the criminals always say they aren't doing anything.
Always.
Hey, give her the keys! 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 So we can move the... How are we going to move the car? They took the key! They took the key! They took the key! We need the key! We need the key!
Go talk to gangbangers like these guys. Try it. Taste your own medicine. Go talk to gangbangers like that. I dare you.
Where's the key? Give her.
I'm convinced that every Karen, male Karen, and illegal is a robot stuck in an infinite loop.
Look at how you treat me.
I wasn't doing nothing for recording.
Give us the key. Give us the key so we can move it. Give us the key. Give us the key.
All right, I want to clarify something about legal migrants. As a migrant, you are a visitor. You're a guest. Even if you have a green card, you're still a guest. You're not a citizen. Even if you are a citizen, naturalized citizen, up to 10 years, you can lose that citizenship and be deported. So if these illegal immigrants or legal migrants that you think, that you know, if they are committing crimes, they lose that privilege and they get deported. They will come after you. They don't have to show you a warrant. Just know that. They will come after specific people. They're not just grabbing some random guy on the street. And if they do ask you for papers for whatever reason, you show it to them. And as simple as that. Collaborate, cooperate. We have had a very big, massive invasion into this country. And every single one of us that are residents and citizens of this country should want to help these ICE agents do their job. And give them a high five. Say thank you for your service. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for keeping us safe. Give them the encouragement that they deserve, just as the Patriots do to me, to keep telling the truth and keep working on what I'm doing on this channel. You guys need to be supportive of the laws of the United States of America. Plain and simple.
What the fuck they're doing, bro? What's up?
After Karen gets caught impeding, she naturally resorts to letting us know she's a U.S. citizen, but she fails to mention she's a criminal U.S. citizen.
There you go.
Yes! Give us the key! Give us the key! Let us move the car! Let us move the car! You guys aren't even asking for anything! Well, somebody got the key. Can you ask, please? We need the key. Okay, give us the key. Just give us the key. Somebody's got the key. Yeah, one of you guys got the key. You guys got the key. Come on, bro. I don't want to play. We're going to have to move back so we can get out of here. Give us the key. Give us the key. Give us the key. Give it, no. No, go back. Okay, give us the key. My friend, now, bitch. Go ahead, bitch. Go ahead, move back. Move back. No, she's a U.S. citizen. What do you mean? She's a U.S. citizen. They take her for no fucking reason.
Arrest every single one of these people. The city will be safer and cleaner.
No, I want her back right now. I want her back right now. That's a U.S. citizen. I got the key. I got the key. Release her. No need for that, bro. He's coming with us. Y'all gonna have to move out. What are the charges? What are the charges? Who's the arresting officer? Give us the arresting officer. Look. Listen. You going live, Gabe. Fuck that. Bust it out. I know. Release her. Déjala ir. She's gonna release her. She's gonna release her. Okay. Release her.
Me too, Trinity.
Just release her. FBI. No, but release her now. Get out of the way. Bust that shit, nigga. Bust that shit. Release her. Release her. It doesn't matter. We've done this before. Release her. Just release her. I will move him. I will move him. Release her. No. Release her. Feel soft to me. No, you're lying. I have it in video. But you're lying. I'm not lying. You're lying. She was inside the car. She's under arrest. Just release her. She kicked me. No, you're lying. You're lying. She was in the car. She's in the fucking car.
She kicked me. It doesn't matter. She's a woman. That's not how it works, sweetheart. She puts hands on a federal vehicle. That is enough to get arrested. You do not touch federal agents. Even if you're trying to move their hands away from your face, that's assault, and you go to jail for that. People need to really hear what is the law. You don't mess with the federal agents, period. Period. You can call the police, you can call 911, you can do whatever you want, but you don't get to take matters into your own hands because you will pay the price. You will be arrested. They will hand your own ass in a platter for you to look at. Respect federal agents.
She kick you. Stop lying.
Make that way, you know? Try to make that piece. Come on.
Just release her. What? But what's your name? C29. What's your name? C29. What's your name? Because you're saying she kicked you, right?
They don't have to say the name.
She was inside the car. She doesn't matter. When you opened her door, you dragged her out. You dragged her. She did that. She was impeding us. No, she's not. You come in and
You know it's bad when even the woke Chicago PD are arresting Karens. These Karens must have committed war crimes.
On the sidewalk! On the sidewalk! On the sidewalk!
Get back! Get back! Get his ass! Get him! The Gestapo, guys! The Gestapo!
The official story is that mostly peaceful protesters fired shots at DHS.
Peaceful protesters that shoot at DHS. Okay. Oh, it's the Gestapo, guys. It's the racist pigs. They're just targeting brown people.
You're choking him! You're choking him!
He can't breathe, guys!
This scholar decided to ignore orders to stop following DHS, so this was his reward.
Do you know why he was deported? Why do you think he was deported? Huh? Why do you think he was deported? You think he was deported just because he was a brown kid?
Hold on. He's kicking. He's kicking. Well, I'm not even kicking.
ICE is here right now near Century High School between 67th and 70th on Johnson Street. About 8 agents, 4 vehicles. They do not have a judicial warrant. They said they have an administrative warrant with no name. When asked to identify themselves, they just say ICE. This one will not stop putting his finger on the trigger and motioning towards his gun when people ask him questions. This one is not wearing a face mask, which is very...
Hey, no face mask. Good. Here's what we have about this Honduran deported. Okay, you have to pay attention to this, Manuel, because you never listen. Do you know what asylum is? Do you know that asylum is temporary, not permanent? Do you know that? Okay. This is how we're going to start this. Arrival in the U.S., Lopez Villosa was brought to the U.S. by her parents when she was 7 years old to seek asylum from the crime and insecurity in San Pedro Sula, Honduras. Okay, that could be true. I am from San Pedro Sula, Honduras, so I know what it's like to be over there, and we didn't seek asylum. Deportation order dispute. The U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement claims an immigration judge ordered her deported in 2015. So we got to figure that out. However, oh shoot, I lost my place here. However, her attorney, Todd Parmelu, says he has not been able to find any record of the original order in the Executive Office for Immigration Review database. How convenient. And argues the family was never notified they needed to appeal a denied asylum claim. So she's 19 years old. After 12 years, they never thought about renewing the asylum claim that was denied. You see where the problem is? So it doesn't matter. She can be in school. She can be in the university. She can be working as a nurse. It doesn't matter. If she's illegal, she has to go. Lopez Villosa, a freshman studying business at Babson, there you go, college, was surrounded, handcuffed, and dragged out of the airport after being told there was a problem with her boarding pass. She was then taken to Texas and deported in shackles on November 22nd this year. The court order violation, a federal judge issued an emergency order on November 21st prohibiting her removal from Massachusetts or the United States while her case was pending. According to her lawyer, ICE violated this order by deporting her. Now let's not play stupid. Let's not play dumb. 12 years. The parents know 12 years in this country you're here illegally. Your asylum claim was denied. Don't use the excuse of, I didn't know it was denied. How would you not know? 12 years. I will be seeking confirmation. Hey, I want to make sure that my daughter doesn't get deported. I want to make sure we don't get deported. Well, something happened, and the trigger for them to come after her and caught her at the airport. As they said, something was not right with her ticket. You don't know all the ins and outs of the case. They just give you bits of information. All I can tell you is that she was illegal. I blame the parents for not getting those papers taken care of 12 years ago. Now, who else do I blame? I blame the government. I blame the system. They are so slow. They're not doing their job. But they got to do their job. So we got millions of people waiting to get their papers updated. Well, that's too many people now. And supporting mass illegal migration is not going to help at all. It's going to make it extend even longer. And guess what? If they don't get their stuff taken care of, they will be deported. It doesn't matter what you're studying. It doesn't matter if you're in school. It doesn't matter if you're 7 years old. If your parents are getting deported and you have to go with them, they will send the child with them as well. It is what it is. I'm still for it, 100%. Deport.
You know it's bad when even the woke Chicago PD are arresting Karens. These Karens must have committed war crimes.
Get back, get back.
You know what people don't realize, or they do realize, but they don't care, is the cops, they don't come after you unless you're being disorderly. That's it. They're not arresting every single body in there. I see people in there standing around. So if they're arresting people, they're throwing somebody onto the ground, is because they are being disorderly. It is what it is. Party time, they say.
The official story is that mostly peaceful protesters fired shots at DHS.
That's right, there's that. What's the excuse? 12 years. 12 years. And now because she's getting deported, now they're talking about it? 12 years. It's too late. You gotta go. See, lawyers are liars. They think they're slick. And people that look for lawyers like that is to make an excuse for their neglection. No, they got to go. You had 12 years for that lawyer to make an appeal. It didn't happen. They got to go. Stop blaming ICE. Stop blaming Trump. If you guys don't want to get your papers fixed or situated, that's on you.
I'm back.
Any priest that is really a priest, a God-fearing man, will not go into a place where they're protesting. You want to pray for something, you do it in your temple. You do it in a safe place. And you would actually be trying to get people out of there instead of joining in their fight. So this priest praying, that's what he gets. He shouldn't be there in the first place.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. You're choking him. You're choking him. You're choking him. He can't breathe. Get the fuck back, bitch. Get the fuck back.
This scholar decided to ignore orders to stop following DHS,
Oops.
so this was his
Get your
reward.
ass out of the car. Yeah.
Hey, cover up.
Fafo.
I got him. Just come out. Yep. Hold on. Hold on. He's kicking. Well, I'm not even kicking. Keep going. Never mind.
I am from a third world country.
ICE is here right now near Century High School between 67th and 70th on Johnson Street. About 8 agents, 4 vehicles. They do not have a judicial warrant. They said they have an administrative warrant with no name. When asked to identify themselves, they just say ICE.
That's all they got to say.
This one will not stop putting his finger on the trigger and motioning towards his gun when people ask him questions.
That's right, to step back. Warning.
This one is not wearing a face mask, which is very kind of him.
Are you going to dox him now, Karen?
They refuse to name who they're looking for. This is
it's
also
privacy.
school
It's none of your
drop-off
business.
time for Century High School, which has...
Why do people think that they need to know what criminals are being arrested for the whole time? Don't they believe in due process? There's a Privacy Act in that. You can't just know that the neighbor is being blah, blah. No, they have to go through their due process. While they're being arrested, it's an investigation process. There's a process for that. It's none of your business what their name is, how old they are, what they're carrying, what their charge is. None of your business. The courts take care of that. I don't understand, guys. It's not that hard. I'm not being heartless. It's just the truth.
It's a large Latino population of teenagers walking to school right now. They're trying to intimidate the neighborhood. They refuse to answer questions.
And blame the
Well,
parents
if the teens are illegal, I hope they get rounded up and sent home. Americans are tired of paying for their education.
There you go.
Do you have a judicial warrant? Do you have a judicial warrant? What department are you with?
It's not your business.
What department are you with? Are you looking for anyone
What
named?
department
Or
are you
are
with?
you just stalking our neighbors? Show us a warrant. Name yourselves. Unmask yourselves. If what you're doing is legal, prove it. Police are here. Let's see what they do.
Yeah, let's see what they do.
Probably nothing.
Because it's not illegal, dumbass.
They send one 25-year-old police officer. That's awesome.
Oh, wow. 25 years old. She's pretty good.
Excuse me? Don't these men need a judicial warrant? I'm not intervening. I'm stepping back. I'm stepping to the side. Officer, don't these men need a judicial warrant? Officer,
the
these men
officer
say they have an
ignoring her
administrative
because they
warrant.
don't.
Is that enough? I'm not blocking the road. They can go around me. I'm stepping back. Thank
No,
you.
get on the
Officer,
sidewalk.
don't these men need a judicial warrant?
No, it's my car.
Officer Mallory, don't these men need a judicial warrant to do what they're doing? They only have an administrative warrant with no name. Can you confirm that that is not legal?
Why does Karen think the local PD override federal agents?
Officer Mallory with the Hillsborough Police Department, can you confirm that these men need a judicial warrant with a name and a date signed by a judge in order to kidnap our neighbors?
In order to kidnap. That's the leftist new word, kidnapping. Oh, kidnapping citizens off the street. You guys are a bunch of, well, not you guys here on my chat. You guys are amazing. But there's a bunch of retarded people out there. I don't understand. I don't understand, guys. I really don't. If you like this kind of content, you guys can actually go to the Crime Chef right there. That is his channel. He's got about 6,000. Hey, guys, he gained 100 subscribers in the last couple of days here. Hopefully, I am helping his channel grow his audience. I think that he does a good job editing. He deserves the credit, even though these videos are from multiple creators out there on the field. But I think that him putting it together really earns him the credit that he deserves. And that's what I believe. All right, there's that. Guys, that is the night. Thank you guys for being here with me. If you were new to my channel, if you didn't hit that like button, please do so now. I do have a couple of things that I want to read to you. And this is from my ex account. Not my ex as in all my exes live in Texas, but you guys know what I'm talking about. All right, this is from my ex account here. And, well, can't really make it too big, can I? Well, let's see. I think that should be big enough right there. Here we go. Let's see if that actually is better. Okay. Donald Trump tweets, and this is for patriots, everybody else that doesn't like us. It is what it is. Obama, a psychopath, the former Attorney General of the United States who did so much to hurt our country and who weaponized the Obama administration against the Republican Party and me. Eric Holder, known as Fast and the Furious, just gave a speech where he empathetically stated above all else that Democrats will pack the Supreme Court of the United States of America if they get the chance. If they get the chance. The word is he wants 21 radical left activist judges not being satisfied with the heretofore 15 that they were seeking. It will be 21. They will destroy our Constitution. Don't you guys love the Constitution? Don't you guys want to use the Constitution? Isn't the Constitution for the Constitution, guys? The Constitution and democracy. Democracy and Constitution. We love democracy and Constitution. Right, guys? Right? Constitution. Libtards. It will be 21. They will destroy our Constitution, and there's not a thing that the Republicans can do about it unless we terminate the filibuster. I like the sound of that. Which will lead to an easy win of the midterms and an even easier win in the presidential election of 2028. Why would the Republicans even think about giving them this opportunity? Why? Thanks for the super chat, bro. Now I get the notification. Appreciate it. If I knock on your door just wearing a vest with some of my friends and we say we're ICE, would you believe me? Or would you ask me for credentials? Show me your badge. And if it is correct, okay, I believe you, but you can still not come into my house. Unless you have a suspicion to believe that some illegal immigrants just walked into my house. With that being said, if they want to come into my house, they need a warrant. If I am on the street, I will have to believe them. They have a badge. Yeah, this says eyes on it. I don't need to know their names. And if they are cartels or kidnappers, they won't give you a choice. They'll grab your ass and throw you in the van, handcuff you without having to give you any notices. And let me tell you something. If you're not rich, if they wanted to come after you, they would just freaking kill you. Why would they come and try to grab your sorry ass that barely had, not you, but why would they come and grab somebody's sorry ass that has no money, they're broke, there is no purpose of them, and then kidnap them for no reason? Like, it doesn't make sense. So, you know, they do show their badge, Tammy. They do show it. I have seen it. We have seen many videos, and they show the badge. But people still said, show me the badge. They show it, and they still question it and ask it like if it hasn't been shown. But we've seen it on the videos. Explain what an oath of affirmation is. No, I think that they will never understand that, Aegis. They will never understand what that is. But I can tell you this: if you think that ICE is just some random other bad guy, they won't even ask you to. They won't even tell you. They can. What if they come in with some fake papers? How are you gonna know? You see what I'm saying? Let's see. No, you just said it doesn't matter. What it matters is what I say. No. I said if you need to come into the house, you need a warrant. I don't know what you're asking me now. But if you need to come into the house, you need a warrant, okay? To the house. If some illegal immigrant that they're chasing comes into my house, they no longer need a warrant. Okay? That's how it works. But if I am on the street, they don't need a warrant. Somebody came into my house, they're following him, no warrant. They come out on the street and they grab somebody on the street, no warrant. If they come into a business, they have to show a warrant. As far as I know, that's how it works. Now, can they go into a business? Yes, they can walk into a business like everybody else. If they see who they're looking for, then they take them. It's that simple. Do they get to go in and go search and all this stuff? No, you need a search warrant for that. But they can definitely walk into a business, and if that illegal person that they're looking for somebody, if they are looking for somebody and they see them, they will grab them right there. No warrant needed for that. So why are you feeling sorry for me, heartless people? What are you talking about? What do you mean heartless people? Why are you defending illegal criminals? Why are you defending illegal immigrants into this country? Do you not see that it destroys our economy? Do you not see that it hurts our children? Do you not see that it actually hurts the people in our healthcare system? Do you not see that people are not taken care of because there's too many damn people in this country which is not ready for that many people? Why don't you give them your house, Tammy? Why don't you give them your food? Why don't you go ahead and start grabbing all these illegal immigrants and bring them into your house? You think it's easy to just use the government's money, all taxpayers' money. It's not yours, so it's easy to go ahead and say there's no problem. No, that's not how it works. They are criminals if they are here illegally. 100%. If they're working, they have no permit to work. What happens to migrants that work in this country illegally? Why don't we find out? I already know what happens. But why don't we find out? Here we go. Here we go. What happens working without work authorization can lead to penalties such as deportation, fines, and future bars on re-entry or immigration. Unauthorized work can also jeopardize current visas, negatively impact future immigration applications like a green card, and make an individual ineligible for unemployment benefits. Any other questions of why they are not criminals? It is very easy. If they are here illegally, they won't be able to work because they have no permit to work. They have no authorization. And if they work, deportation, fines, and bars of reentry. They will never be able to apply for a green card. So if you really loved all these illegal immigrants, the best thing that you can do is tell them to self-deport. Or marry a gringa or a gringo. Get those papers, you know what I'm saying? Marry for convenience and then divorce. That way you and that person can both go to jail for committing fraud. Misleading. You cannot lie to acquire documents of visa, a green card, and special citizenship. Why do large companies like Mentor's employees need help? Pay decent pay. So, Tammy, what happens is you already know that there's some jobs that a lot of Americans, they don't want to do. They're lazy. They say, oh, you know what? I need to make like $30 an hour, so I'm not going to do this job. No, that job only pays $15. Nope, I'm not doing that shit. I'm going to wait until I get a better offer. And then they go through unemployment. They go to SNAP. And, well, guess what? Now they get kicked off of those benefits. So what happens is what? That there is people that are actually working, that are actually citizens, residents, and they are working. I'm talking about migrants that have become residents, okay, and citizens in this country. The migrants, they know how to labor. This is what they do. This is their skill. And they're out there on these big companies outside the city. And they work, well, sometimes inside the city, but they work out there. And these companies, they decide to grab HB1 visa holders, right, permission to bring them to work for less money, and they don't have to give them benefits. And so they get rid of the residents in here to replace them with working visa holders. I think that's BS, and we shouldn't allow it. Now, the other thing that happens is this, that those people that come here with a working visa, companies mistreat them, and they threaten them. If you don't want this pay, if you don't want to do this, then you get deported. You get sent back to your country, and they don't care if they have a working visa. They just say, hey, we don't need them anymore. They'll abuse them. So we have to be careful with the people that we have here. Illegal immigrants are a big no-no. They're like letting a puppy in the house. They will pee and shit all over the place, and you have to clean it up. You got to make sure that puppy's trained, that they know when to go out. I know it's a bad analogy, but that's the best example that I can give you. Okay? Not that they're animals, but a puppy is going to be pooping and peeing all over the place. If it's trained, it's not going to do that. It's not going to make a mess. So if they come here legally and respect all the laws and they have permission to work, all right, fantastic. Because we know that they're not going to be breaking the law, and we know that they're good quality people. Okay? That's where I'm at with that example. Let's see. Go spend your time on better things. Daniel, you might not give a shit about this country, but I do. And this is how I'm going to spend my time, speaking the truth, defending this country with whatever little voice that I have. So thank you very much, but not thank you. If you are illegal in this country, self-deport. Get the hell out of my country. Yep. All right. Any other questions in here? Did you get that message, Tammy? I hope that makes sense. Walmart employees don't get paid decent wages. Well, is Walmart considered a high-paying job, or is it considered a side part-time job? See, you can't demand high pay when you don't have the education. The only way that you will make more money than what the companies pay you is if you go into your own business. That's always an opportunity. This is why the government needs to make it very easy for people to do a business. Now, not illegals, citizens, okay, and residents. The government needs to make it accessible for people to be able to do their own businesses if they want to. You cannot go, no, you make no sense. What the? Okay, how retarded are you, Tammy? So I can put it on simpler words. I don't understand. Did you graduate high school? How old are you? How old are you? Seriously. No. Yeah, this living wages, you guys are stupid. If you go to an education, if you work for a manufacturer, Microsoft, Boeing, engineering, etc., okay, those are high-paying jobs. You want the high pay? Go study. Go make the sacrifice. Make that change and become your own business owner. If you don't want to go to school and you just want to go to work, go to McDonald's, make minimum wage. Go to Walmart, make minimum wage. Go to Target, minimum wage. Stop bitching and complaining that you don't make enough money. That's not how it works. Where is your logic? You're 64 and you haven't figured that out? Did you go to school? Did you learn anything? 64 years old, you should know. what I'm talking about. You should know McDonald's is not an engineer job. The worst thing that my teacher told me, listen, if you don't go to school, if you don't graduate, if you just want to flip burgers for the rest of your life, you're going to be stuck making minimum wage. Never once did they say, oh, McDonald's, that's a career that you should shoot for. Oh, yeah, they pay livable wages. No. No. Damn, cab dog, $1,000 an hour? Yeah, right. This guy. Come on, 64 years old. I cannot believe that at 64, maybe you're getting that mental thing where you're forgetting things. Okay, all right, sorry about that. If that's the case, I apologize. Okay, memory issues. But I can tell you, everybody in here, everybody, that's right. And I did. Oh, I did. Yeah, I put myself through school. I bought my own books. The books they let you borrow in school, in high school, you can just borrow those. I pay for my backpack. I pay for my notebook, for my pens, pencils, erasers, everything else. I pay for everything in school. Yeah, I had no parents for me I put myself through junior and senior year on my own in high school. So yeah. No, you don't get to claim livable wages. What? You have no education. What is this? Tammy said, I made $35 an hour. Okay, that's livable wages. You should be happy. Why should somebody at Walmart make $35 an hour? If you work at Walmart, don't tell me. I will just go off on on Walmart paying somebody $35 an hour and then they pay everybody else minimum wage. That's crazy. All right, let me see. What did you say here? Luis FM says 200 to 250 depending on the job. I fire about 30 people this season. I'm assuming that you're talking about the low-level income jobs. Did your teacher tell you to become a YouTuber? No. But they did tell me that if I wanted to make more than the minimum wage, which sometimes they make minimum wage on here, you have two options. You study for a career that pays this much. Like my choice was going to be gynecologist. That's just what I wanted to do. That didn't happen. Or I can become my own business owner, or I can become an entrepreneur. And YouTube was not around in the early 90s, my friend. So now that it's available, I use the tools that I have to my disposal to be able to make a show where I can entertain people, where I can share some of my opinions, where I can come and speak my voice as an American citizen, as a migrant to this country that respect the laws of the United States of America and its people in it. So I think that YouTube, for now, it is what it is. And I think that the outreach that we're getting is phenomenal. And there's a lot of opportunity. Who knows, maybe one day in the future, I will be able to provide employment for other people. And the biggest goal in our channel is not just that, but we do want to create a big community outreach. But thanks for asking. That's a good question. I appreciate that. Let's see, what else do we got? Taking care of people's family member. Share... yeah, that's a good one. I mean, if the government is going to pay somebody to take care of for one of the elderly at home, I think that's fantastic. Why not? That's a good thing. And that they should pay, a little bit more than minimum wage, I believe. Okay, but they shouldn't pay as much as they would a professional with an actual license and everything. Or who knows? Maybe you got a license. Maybe you have a private place or whatnot. It depends on how you're taking care of that stuff. Okay. So Tammy, I'm assuming that you're a socialist, not a capitalist. So why should Walmart make billions when employees make crap? Well, it seems that way. But have you ever owned a business? Do you know what it takes to run a business? When you're a business owner, and when you're a big corporation especially, you don't think about one store or two stores. You think about you need to make double of what you need. Sometimes you have to make 100 times more than what you need in order to continue to grow. And should they give themselves a lavish life? Why not? They are giving all the investment. They're taking all the risk. They're, sacrificing everything. They got the knowledge. And if they can make a lot of money, again, minimum wage. What do you want? Do you want minimum wage to just keep going skyrocket and then make prices unaffordable for the rest of us? Because I'm going to tell you something. I miss paying $5 for a value meal at McDonald's. But now that they pay more and they raised the minimum wage, now I'm paying almost $20 for a value meal at McDonald's, which means that I don't go to McDonald's and eat as much. This is why they got to have those deals, 2 for whatever, and they got to do that because otherwise they will lose their business completely. There have been a lot of employees replaced by touchscreens. There have been a lot of employees replaced by apps. So these jobs don't really need that many people. They just need a crew to go out there, flip burgers, check the fries temperature, and make sure the burgers are put in the right place. There is a place in Kirkland, Washington, where it's called Monster Burger, I think. I think it's called Monster Burger. Their starting pay job is at 21. You are paying $25 to $27 for a value meal at this place. So unless you're middle class or rich, forget about eating at that place. See, maybe to somebody that makes a lot of money, when you go to those restaurants, to you is fast food. To me, it's like Judge Dredd in the future eating at Taco Bell, and it's this big luxury restaurant for me. Yeah, that's just how I see things. Very interesting that came to mind. Let's see. I think this is the clip right here. This is what I see. Okay, you got to understand. This is what happens when you want to raise the minimum wage. The poor people, the ones that are under middle class, can no longer afford it. Hey, thanks for the super chat, my friend. And see, as you guys are making fun of me, this is what I do for a living. Thank you, SDJ. I appreciate you, man. For the useless degree crowd that spends 6 figures on your education, try looking at jobs that are in demand. No one cares about your thoughts on the patriarchy. They just want their wiring and plumbing fixed. Very simple, guys. Very simple. Luis FM says, I went to college for cooking. I'm not cooking for work. You know what? Okay. First of all, Tammy, you are older than me. You are older than me, and I owe you some respect. So I apologize for being snappy at you. Now, here we go, Tammy. Don't think God and Jesus would be a capitalist. What? Let me ask you something real quick. Okay. I hope, Tammy, really, with all due respect, I hope that I can put something in perspective for you. Okay. Now, listen to me. Everybody in here, listen to me. Just really quick on this. And please, and I say listen, it's because I want you to pay attention. Okay. Listen. When I die, of course, I want to die believing in Jesus. I want to die believing that I'm going to heaven. All I want, just me, all I want is to be able to hear God says, well done, good and faithful. Because in paradise, the new earth that God is going to give us, we're not going to be in pain. We're not going to suffer. There will be no sorrow. We will live forever. So I don't want anything. But the Bible promises not to create richness here on earth, but yet create it up in heaven. So treasures are being promised to people. Your golden crown. I don't need a crown. I just need to be in heaven with Father. I just want to go back to where I come from. I don't need a crown. I don't need it. I just want to be able to be there with my Father. That's all I want. That's just me. But the promise of treasures, seas of crystal and streets of gold and all these jewels and wonder and treasures, that is promised in heaven. So don't get it twisted. People can still have wealth on this earth. Now, what they do with it, that's on them. Let me give you the parable. Now, in my own words, because I don't remember the exact words. But the parable of a rich man, of a vineyard owner. He puts an ad and says, I give $100 for anybody who comes and works for me today. At 7 a.m., the first crew came in. And then at 9 a.m., somebody else showed up. Hey, I'm looking for the job. Is that? Yeah. Go ahead. There it is right there. And at 11, and at 1, and some came at the last hour. And well, the day ended. All the laborers came to collect their pay. The Lord said to them, thank you so much. Well done. Here's your $100. Yep. Here's your $100. Here's your $100. Here's your $100. Here's your $100. He gave everybody $100. Wait a minute, says one of the guys. And they're, wait a minute. I came here at 7 a.m. You give me $100 only. I work more than anybody else. How come you gave him $100? He only worked for 1 hour. And the master says, what is it to you what I do with my money? Didn't you agree to come and work for the day for $100? Yeah? Okay, what is it to you if I want to give everybody $100? It's my money. Thank you for the super chat. If you don't understand what that means, go ahead and put a 1 on the chat. And I will reveal what that means. If you don't understand, put a 1 on the chat. Don't be ashamed. That's not to shame you. I want you to be honest with yourself. If you understand, if you don't understand, put a 1 on the chat. Let's see. If you have to support one immigrant race, which one would be? Workers or people on here under any protection, like asylum? My people, you mean? Our Central Americans? First of all, anybody that wants, that I could support, one immigrant. I would support somebody that's going to be strong, smart, that can get the job done right. That's who I would support. I will get the best pick out of everybody. And that's who I want working for me. Whether it's a young man or an older man, it doesn't matter. I will pick the best person, no matter the gender. You see, immigration is created so that we can give a benefit to the nation that we go to and to ourselves. It's sort of like a trading deal. You're trading something. I'm trading my labor for your money. That's how that works. Okay, Patrick. Okay. Appreciate your honesty there. Okay, so if you don't understand what it means, first of all, it's talking about salvation. See, some of you may be in church and you've been saved all of your life, and you're going to heaven. You have kept your word, you have fought the good fight, and you go to heaven. And then there's other people throughout time that is going to be saved and accept Jesus Christ as the Lord and Savior, and they all will have their reward. But even those who are in their last hour of their breath of life, if they repent and they accept Jesus Christ as the Lord and Savior, they too will receive a reward in heaven. That's what that means. And also, if you apply it to the worldly life, if a boss wants to give you a bonus because you work extra hard and somebody else didn't, who are you to question him what he gives your other coworker? It's his money. It's not yours. I find that a lot of people complain, with companies. You said race? Well, no, you said my people, right? Yeah, I wouldn't choose on that. I think I would just pick the right person, the person that I need. I'm sorry, I never look at race. My bad. Did I misread? I apologize, bro. I don't look at race. I'm sorry. Even if it's my people, I'm thinking immigration status. I don't look at race. See, that's me, bro. I don't look at race. I apologize about that. I would just pick the best person. Okay. Well, I'm always right for me, Liberty. I'm always right for me. This is the way I think. We think different, and that's how it looks. Okay. But I don't disagree with what you think. I think that you have a good points and good questions. It's just I think different. That's all. I see things different. It's not that I'm right all the time, but I am pretty right all the time. I just said this. Hey, let's enjoy the Taco Bell scene, which if you're not watching it live, it's not going to make sense because they're going to clip this out. So you won't be able to see it, okay? Otherwise, my video is demonetized. Now somebody said, somebody said Demolition Man, and that is the movie. But I type Judge Dredd Taco Bell scene and it still found it. So I thought it was Judge Dredd. But yeah, that's Demolition Man. I think that's with Wesley Snipes, I believe. So thank you for correcting me on that. That was thank you for that. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Well, it's that time. I appreciate you guys for being here with me all this time. I appreciate it. And my friends, we have another day to cover tomorrow. Let's hope that we get some new information tomorrow. This is a channel where we talk about politics, religion. I do tell you stories. Thank you so much for your love, for your support. Thanks for becoming members. Thanks for subscribing, for liking the videos. Wait a minute. What I miss here? Hold the music. Thank you for subscribing. I missed it. You guys didn't remind me, but there is a new stream boss in here, SD, with the super chat. So we will say good night, take care, sayonara, adios, hasta luego, hasta la vista, baby, with Trump dancing. Guys, I love you all very much. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for you people on the other side of the aisle being patient with me. Tammy, good questions. Sorry I had to go hard on you, but I get a lot of negativity on this channel. And, well, that is the responses that you will get from me. So, again, I try to do better every day. All right? So, you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you guys for the super chats. Love you all, Trinity. Have a good night, sister. Everybody else, God bless you. God bless your family. And God bless the USA.